rockin' SEE. Cause I need your eyes on me. Once I get my feet in this end zone, no one can STOP. Can I make a scene like a movie? Feeling big, keep it juicy before we start getting unruly. I've been hooping like a hoolie, keep it coolie before I stuff you in a locker like a bully. Like a bully. Put in the work, you can see my fingernail dirt. I'm the last one to leave, even when I come first. Yeah, you might want it bad, but I'm sure I want it worse. I'ma do it cause I love it, I'ma love it till it hurts. What's the worst that can happen, Captain? I'm strapped in, no I'm not crazy, I'm just tapped in. Hungry like a fashion, I'm about that action, no slacking. Well, I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. Cause here come the pain, no one to call up for help. No one to blame but yourself. You should've known better, however you did it, so we had to come ring your bell. Like I need a award, wait until I score, make it rain till it pour. I'm a dog, all fours, put in work like a chore till I'm underneath the floor, in the trenches like a war. If they wanna give them more, when I touch down, touchdown, touchdown. Whenever I touch down, touchdown, touchdown. Whenever I touch down, touchdown, touchdown. Whenever I touch down, touchdown, touchdown. 4th down, 4 yards, put it all on the line. I am not worried cause it is
We are sandwiched between Fort Worth and Dallas, Texas and Arlington at the luxurious AT&T Stadium. Today we reach Week 15 and we've got a good matchup in store between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys. Get strapped in. It's just about time to get the party started. And we are underway from AT&T Stadium. Take it in at the 3. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
Here we go. Watch it, stick. You tell him. Stick, mega.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. He'll find Lamb. That's complete. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run. Just the first quarter, but tackling going to be so important going forward. They've got to limit plays like that.
And that's something when you see it happen early in the game and they don't get him on the ground, you can always tell that they were concerned about it going in. Because I can just tell you from my days, I remember being in college and worrying all off-season about our season open opponent, and they had a receiver that could shake and bake with the best of them. I tackled him on the first pass of the game, and the relief was incredible. I ended up having a pretty decent ball game. But if I'd missed him, it would have been a
different story.
Long night.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Red, cycle. Black, red. Red, yellow. Red.
He'll drop to throw. Got an open man. It's Michael Gallup. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage. So timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 right at the 40. They'll look to throw here. Man open, that's complete to Dalton Schultz. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line. Well, the first drive here and the first time that we've called a big tight end's name, but I can assure you this, Charles, it won't be the last.
No, it won't, because when he gets going, now it opens up opportunities on the perimeter because that'll draw the defense towards him in the middle of the field. Now your wide receivers will get involved as this game goes on.
And he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's 2nd down. 2-11 now on the year. Yeah, they've lost 3 straight here, and it kind of goes without saying, I guess, but they could certainly use a win.
Yeah, no doubt about that. There's a difference between a losing stretch and a losing streak, and right now, they're not playing their best football, but if they were to fall here, and now you're looking at going 4 games without a win, things can start compounding themselves pretty quickly from this point forward.
18 yards there, and it'll be a 1st and goal. They've taken this opening kickoff and marched it right down the field defensively. Not much resistance.
And that's the point, because my admiration is for the guys moving the ball right now. They know what they're doing. Their plan is working. But I flip it over and watch and say, okay, what are you going to do to change things up? Because if you don't, they're going to put that ball in the end zone real soon.
He gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4.
Here's where we need to see some tenacity from this defense, because they've been pushed right down the field on this opening drive. They've got to find some way to push back, and that's a good first step.
2nd and goal from inside the 5. Again, it's Elliott. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Cowboys will jump on top of the game's first score here this afternoon. Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They start on the ground here at Sanders. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. It's 2nd down. So it's the big left tackle who gets tagged with a hold.
And sometimes you're actually executing the block well, and he starts to slip off of you, and instinctively you reach out and grab him. And when it's done like that, it's often seen by the official and called.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Here's Hurts to throw. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. These two teams have met earlier in the season in Philly with the Eagles winning that ball game. So they are gunning for the sweep here in Dallas. Second and 20. Throwing is Hurts. That's going to be caught downfield by Brown. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. 27 yards there, a 1st down.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice 1st down. Drive keeps moving.
Okay, break. Back to 60.
On 1st down, Hurts. He's going to look deep for Watkins. And this is caught. Touchdown, Eagles. Quez Watkins with touchdown number 27. That ties Priest Holmes for the 3rd most in a single year. And the Eagles are able to strike back quickly with an opening touchdown of their own. Boy, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring, and another example of just how good they are right there on that play.
Yeah, we often overstate about how explosive teams are, but this team is truly a threat to score on every snap, especially on the first few plays of any series. And a big strike like that only adds to their reputation as the league's best offense.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. You know, in our research packet this week, prepping for the game, so many articles from the local beat writer about the offensive struggles of this team and what will they do this offseason. What do you think they'll do?
Well, number one, they'll turn to their self-scouting report. And every team that's any good does this. They have outside groups. Check out their team, scout them, and tell you who can play, who can't play, and reasons why. Some of it may just be health. They have to get some guys healthy and back out on the field. But overall, evaluate this squad and make the changes that you need to.
On second down, it's Pollard. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. Now, this defense for the Eagles, they were terrific a week ago in the win over Washington.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run.
Out of the gun now on third down. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Out now comes the Cowboys punter as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. Taken from just outside the 30. 43 yards on the punt, return of 4. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And they, if you just look at this game, Charles, on paper, they've got the edge, no doubt. They're hanging around the top of the NFC. On the other side, you got a squad that's towards the bottom of the NFC. But when we mentioned that to the coaches, they were having no part of it.
Yeah, and I like how you said when we mentioned it. In fact, I mentioned it, and I upset them a little bit, didn't I? Because they wanted no part of that one, and I was reminded, like a 5-year-old, this is the NFL. Any given Sunday, anything can happen. They are guarding against the upset.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Hurts. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. So they'll get 8 out of that completion, and it'll leave them with 3rd and a full yard to go. Hurts sets up to throw it. Over the middle here to Brown. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. 7-7, our score after 1. So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. Dancing to his left. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Morgan. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain. They'll look to throw again. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
Not too many things get to a quarterback of this magnitude, but I think it's safe to say that pressure can get to any quarterback.
And he's obviously a great franchise quarterback, but felt the pressure, threw it incomplete. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Jalen Hurts, an 8-yard touchdown run. And the Eagles have taken the lead. No going for two. They'll kick the point after. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game.
Makes the score Eagles 14, Cowboys 7.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And a short kick taken at about the 16. And able to break this out all the way to the 38-yard line. Great return.
Here we go, set.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula that got them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they get this game tied up.
It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up second. Now a shotgun handoff to Pollard. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down. Well executed there on second down, so do you go back to the air on third?
Well, that's a possibility, but now you've opened up things to where you showed that you would run the ball in a long-distance situation. You might come back again because I doubt they believe you'll do it a second time.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
Watch it, stick. You tell him.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. Try to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Josh Jobe. And the Eagles are going to take possession of the football.
And that's what we've seen from this defense all year long because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And they just gave us another example right here. A strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time. And this crew has got one. There's no doubt about that, Brandon.
They'll fake the give to Sanders, and now Hurts. And this is caught. It's Brown. And they're going to move it down to inside the 25. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. And a good run as he manages 7 yards down to the 17.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
They'll send Brown in motion right.
Copy Ranger, copy Ranger. 18 Rattler, 18 Rattler. 65, yeah, 65.
From the 17, Hurts. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Trayvon Diggs. And the Cowboys are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points no matter what. At worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
So the drive's going to start with Pollard, and he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up second down.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football, getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Meanwhile, the throw here is complete, and he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. Third catch of this first half for him, and this one is a first down.
Even against double coverage, he found enough of an opening for a noticeable gain. Two guys on him, yet he finds a way to uncover downfield for the completion.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Red, yellow, white, white.
They'll look to throw. He's airing it out for Williams. This is caught inside the 15. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line. Quite a show of arm strength right there. That was in the air for a long time, and it was on target, too.
I'm really not sure what was more impressive about that throw. Was it the distance traveled or the accuracy involved? Because I'm going to tell you straight up, when you're trying to hit a guy in stride that far downfield, there's nothing easy about it, but he sure made it look easy there.
Ready?
They'll go with Pollard here on first down. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Check snap.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter. 14-7. From the 3, second and a yard.
Hey, cross you.
Gonna run again here with Pollard. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The Eagles call on the extra defensive back here as they prepare for a stop on third down. They run straight ahead here with Pollard. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down.
Down. Yellow, one.
Now here's Pollard. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Tony Pollard with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Cowboys are an extra point away from evening this one up. Point after up and good. And we are tied at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They start from scratch here, so to speak. 14 all following the interception last time that led to a score. Now they've got it 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Looking right side, and that's complete to Watkins. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. From the gun, it's Hurts. And one more time, that's Watkins. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. They'll set up to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Morgan. And he will have a 1st down here as they get into field goal range, down just shy of the 20. On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. That is caught inside the 5. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
They'll run with Sanders, and this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. The Eagles will take their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal. They'll look to throw. And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A.J. Brown in the final seconds of the first half. And the Eagles have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is now 21-14.
Cowboys 14.
So 6 seconds, all that remains of this first half as the kick is away. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
Striker, 3-3.
They'll throw now on the final play. He's airing it out for Williams. And that's caught inside the 35. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. So the Eagles with the lead, and they're going to get this football first as the 3rd quarter gets underway. And no run back here as the 3rd quarter will commence with a touchback. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember in that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well. And most importantly, partner,
yeah, they went into the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Another run here with Sanders. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Back to throw here. And that will be incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Fielded at about the 28. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. 39-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out. And now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for the second half.
Faster, faster. Edo blue. Blue striker. Black ultra. Ready.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. He'll fire deep downfield for Lamb. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for him. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down.
Black shot. Light blue.
They'll drop to throw. Toward the sideline, and he will have the 1st down as he was able to keep the feet in bounds. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
And that's how you pick up a 1st down. Not only does he make the catch, but has enough body control to get his feet down in bounds, toe tapping and dragging to make sure he gets it done.
Field black. Claude red. Blaster stick.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Swinging this out for Pollard. And a gain of 4 gets him right to the midfield stripe. And Charles, with that completion, I'm told that puts him over 3,000 yards passing now on the campaign.
And Brandon, nowadays your leader's usually closer to 5,000 yards on the year, but still, 3,000 yards, a good season.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Well, no one likes to see that drop, but I'll guarantee it's not going to stop his quarterback from going back to him anytime he has open space.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Red cycle. Red, yellow. Let's go.
Back to throw again. That's caught inside the 20. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. Give them 35 yards there on the 3rd down conversion.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
White. Real green.
Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27.
I know one thing. The team that had the ball and was driving, they're going to feel horrible. But the team that was on defense, I think we got to give them a little bit of credit, able to hang in there and force a key turnover.
In the red zone, though, had a chance to tie it and an opportunity missed. Looking for Sanders, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Leighton Vander Esch. And the Cowboys are going to take possession of the football. When I looked down, he was kind of shaking his head right after he threw that pass. What did you see?
Well, from a defense's perspective, anytime you have your eyes back towards the quarterback, you're in a position to make a play on the ball, whether it's a big-time play by you or an overthrow by the quarterback. You have a much better opportunity.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And it's intercepted. Picked off by Reed Blankenship. And the Eagles are going to take over here on the INT at their own 5-yard line. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here, second down. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Hurts. He's got a man. Complete. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Quez Watkins with career touchdown number 94. He ties both Jerome Bettis and Priest Holmes on the all-time list. And the Eagles are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. The point after is good, and the lead now up to 14. Well, for as big and strong as some of these guys are, especially when you see them in full pads, it is sometimes hard to appreciate how truly fast they can move. That was incredible.
Well, in this league where coordinators worry so much about drawing up the right routes, blocking assignments, misdirections and stuff, they have these precise arrows and movements. Sometimes the best plays just come from the schoolyard where you look at your fastest guy and say, go long. Go get it, big man.
And the next-gen stats are going to tell the story, and wow, what a story it is. Nearly a full 23 miles an hour. One of the fastest plays on record, folks. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily when you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers.
Ready?
2nd and 9 now. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. So the completion good for 7 there. And 3rd and 1 now. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progression.
Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. That's big Jordan Davis powering in to drop him. Out now comes the Cowboys punter as he'll punt it away for the second time. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. And we'll see what he can do on the return. It's a return of 4 following a 42-yard punt. And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because What you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, I feel like you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized. Hurts' throw brought in by Brown. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a first down.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point.
And he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this third quarter. We're off to the 4th quarter here in Week 15. Happy holidays to all. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Throwing is Hurts. Going deep here for Watkins. And this is caught. Touchdown. Quez Watkins. 42 yards. And the Eagles add on to their lead, and they are also closing in on a 5th straight victory. No problem there on the extra point. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21.
Cowboys 14.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
At their own 22-yard line.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one.
Field black. Claws red.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by James Bradbury. And the Eagles are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much, as he's down to the 48. Jabril Cox there on the tackle.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from...
And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown. Quez Watkins with career touchdown number 96. He joins Eric Dickerson on the all-time list. And the Eagles are on their way to a 13th win on the year as they add on to their lead. Extra point right down the middle, and that'll increase their lead to 28.
42. Cowboys 14.
The Eagle kick team out there now as they run up and send this one away. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
Okay, right.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And you see a lot of frustrated faces as they are inching closer to a 4th straight loss. They find some open field here. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
And that's not a play that you see all that often at the start of a drive, but some teams, they don't mind doing it. And that one, well sold by the offensive lineman. They showed the pass, and then they got out of the spin.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Eagles. Past the 20. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return and an Eagle touchdown. Second time he's lost a fumble. This one hurts more. It's returned for 6.
He's been under a lot of duress, hasn't he? Pressured, hurried, harassed the whole game.
Well, the offensive line not giving him a lot of help.
Not a lot of help, but the bottom line, he's got to take care of the football.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. Facing a big 4th quarter deficit here, things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season. But in this one, well, their defense has really struggled. He's airing it out for Williams. That's caught inside the 20. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
Well, partner, that's how you make a long drive suddenly not so long anymore. One big play, and they're already in field goal range with designs on getting more than that.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Able to hit his target, Lamb. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. Sets him up nicely. 1st and goal. It was a pickup of 14. Well, I mean, look, obviously there's no 20 or 30-point play in that playbook, but they can try to end things here on a positive note despite trailing big, and that looks like what they're trying to do here by pushing the ball downfield.
Well, let me go with the heavy cliche then, partner. Just control what you can control right now, and all they can control here is how their final plays develop.
Pollard again, but he will lose yardage here as they knock him back to the 3. The tally there, minus 2 yards, brings up 3rd down. He'll drop to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. From 3 yards out. And the Cowboys get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit. Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll cut the lead down a bit to 28. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And the Eagles dodge a bullet. They cover it up. Now they're down big here in the 4th. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
Yeah, good work there in open space. And he's got this all the way down now to the 32. It's a gain of 13 and a 1st down for Philadelphia.
And sometimes things come together exactly like you want. It's not just been the volume of carries he's had in this contest. It's been the production as well.
Right back to Sanders on 1st down. And some room to maneuver. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. 66 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times. Off the play fake, here's Hurts. And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues.
Touchdown, Philadelphia.
Well, that's just how they drew it up, CD. His first read was there, got it to him quickly, and into the end zone.
Absolutely excellent execution by all involved. And the coordinator, I give him credit, found the perfect play call. Quarterback let it fly as soon as the target came free, and his guy made a nice catch. Just how you draw it up in practice and then execute it in the game.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. We'll see a return here from the end zone. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And he is out of bounds as they'll start up past the 30. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Second down and inches. He's going to let it fly. This is caught inside the 15. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10. Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the fourth, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meantime, that field, you're making plays on the football.
And this is caught. Well, they get one back, picking up the late touchdown here, but still down big. So still throwing here in the fourth quarter with a pretty sizable lead, and now that lead even more sizable. And if nothing else here, CD, a chance to pile on some stats before this one wraps up, and he did just that.
Brandon, convention tells us it's time for them to get off the gas a little bit, right? But you and I both know the receivers don't want them to, because, as you noted, this is their chance to pile on the stats. If they got their way, they try to get every single spot in the depth chart points before this game is over.
And the Eagles hands team able to cover it up. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Here we go, here we go.
And they take a knee.
Ready up.
There, the Cowboys here on third down, bringing in an extra defensive back. Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but, boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And, partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into?